Our #1 tank played a decisive role in one of the biggest, toughest battles in history. This is the vehicle that stopped Hitler's panzer divisions in their tracks, literally. Just when all seemed lost, when the Nazi army seemed unstoppable, this tank emerged and changed the course of World War II. We often think of the best World War II tanks as being built by the Germans, but this tank is Russian through and through.
It must have been a real shock to the German panzer commanders when they suddenly saw these new tanks coming, an innovative design, going across the marshy ground at speed.
The Germans thought of the Russians as being subhumans. And here these subhumans come up with a tank that is far superior to anything they have. And they're taken aback by that. How can these, the scum of the earth, come up with something this good?
This tank represented a major technological leap forwards. Coming in as our #1 all-time top tank, the Russian T34.
The Russian T34 tank, first produced in 1940. Top speed 34 miles per hour. Range 268 miles. A 4-stroke 12-cylinder diesel engine gives power-to-weight ratio of 15.87 horsepower per ton. Maximum armor thickness 65 millimeters. Primary armament is a 76.2 millimeter gun.
If you take a look at what the Germans thought about it when they first captured T-34s, they always commented on how crudely it was made and roughly cut out and all these. And take a look at the inside, and there was just basically a stick there, for driving.
But the Germans had seriously underestimated this weapon, for this was the first tank equipped with sloped armor, a radical innovation at the time.
The T-34's armor is designed to deflect incoming rounds, in particular, deflect incoming rounds that come from straight to the front. So a round is coming towards a T-34, and it hits any of the angled deflecting surfaces on it, then it will ricochet off to the side.
This sloping armor design was a simple idea, but one that changed the design and shape of all future tanks. At the height of World War II, an incredible 1,300 T-34s were produced every month. It was a simple, rough and ready tank and would sometimes drive straight onto the battlefield from the factory gates.
It is a brutally simple piece of equipment. And that means that, if you drive it out the doors of the factory and drive it towards the Germans, then it's as ready as it'll ever be.
It could move through Russian mud and through Russian ice and Russian snow where German tanks couldn't. Nothing is more important. And it was simple enough and primitive enough that it would do so reliably.
In comparison to the Tiger tank, this Russian vehicle was undergunned. But the T-34 tank was so robust that the Soviet crews would sometimes adopt very unorthodox tactics.
There are a number of occasions in the Second World War when Soviet tank crewmen would not even try to shoot at the front armor of a Tiger tank, but you could stop a Tiger tank by driving a T-34 right into it and stopping the Tiger dead in its tracks.
At the Battle of Kursk in 1943, 1 million Russian soldiers faced 500,000 Germans. This critical encounter was the gargantuan clash between two vast tank armadas. The Soviet forces lost fully half of their tanks in their advance, but the sheer numbers of T-34s finally overwhelmed the German panzers.
I think it's safe to say that the T-34 was a major factor in the Red Army's defeat of the Germans in World War II. That there could be large portions of Europe still speaking German if it hadn't been for the T-34.
The T34 scores near to full points for firepower, for mobility, and for protection. It surpasses any other tank for ease of manufacture, gaining full points in the production category. Fear factor would have been immense, and we award it just short of the maximum. T34, #1 tank of all time.